In today's episode, we are sharing our favorite Hyatts in Southern California, which ones we would return to again, and which ones are on our bucket list for the future. So if you're planning a trip to San Diego, Oceanside, or anywhere in Southern California, listen in. Hi, I'm Rhea.
And I'm Dwayne.
And we are your hosts of the Travel Party of Five podcast, where we share how we travel as a family of five around the world.
We will also share how we use points and miles to travel as affordably as possible and sometimes even completely free.
So if you're wanting to travel more with your family, but you're not sure how, we'd love for you to listen in.
So welcome to our podcast, where we hope you learn a thing or two to get you closer to your next trip.
Hello, welcome back.
Welcome back. Episode
11, maybe?
I was going to say 9.
I think it's 11, but I'm not 100%. So we have what I think is a good one today. So we live in Phoenix, Arizona, and being so close to California, we do spend a good amount of time visiting San Diego and the LA area, especially in the summer heat that we have here.
Yep, Southern Cali.
So we have been visiting San Diego for probably like 8 or 9 years at this point together.
Yes, together. I've been going since, 2000.
Yeah, which is a long time ago.
Yeah.
But in that time, we have stayed at quite a few hotels in the area. And so today we are going to be sharing a recap or a roundup, basically, of those hotels. Would we return? And we'll go from there.
Yep.
So I think let's jump right in. So Hyatt Regency Newport Beach is a Category 4 hotel, which means you can stay there for 15,000 points a night. And as a heads up, all of the hotels we're going to be discussing today are Hyatts. We find Hyatt is the best hotel chain for your buck when using ultimate rewards points, which are the points that you earn with Chase credit cards.
Yep, definitely get the most value.
100%. And so we will share any points numbers that we share today are points that we transferred from Chase Ultimate Rewards to Hyatt and then booked directly with Hyatt. So let's talk about the Hyatt Regency Newport Beach. We actually ended up going here last summer because we were going to do a staycation at the Hyatt Regency Gainey Ranch here in Scottsdale. But then shortly before we were set to go, we realized they are renovating their pool.
Renovating the whole thing, actually. Turning it into a grand Hyatt.
Yes, and that includes a full renovation of the pool area, or at least the kids' pool area.
And just like to add, I mean, their pool was awesome before this renovation. I'm excited to see what it looks like after.
Yes, it was incredible. We would go every summer with the kids, and they had like a zero entry pool, but it was a beach, so it was sand.
Yep.
So if you had really little kids, they could play in the sand or just get in the water a little bit. And then they also have like that pool, or that water goes directly into like a regular chlorinated pool. I don't know how they did that, but they did. And they have a water slide. They have little kind of islands in the middle where the kids can jump off.
Yeah, a little splash pad, if you will.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We loved going there.
They also had an adult pool.
Yeah, which that is still open, I believe. But excited to see what that turns into when they're done. But when we realized that the pool was not going to be open, we canceled our reservation there and we looked for another option. And so the Hyatt Regency Newport Beach was that option. What did you think of the hotel?
I'm really glad we went. It's in a great area of Newport Beach. I just like to add South Carolina. Southern California is one of our favorite destinations. This hotel was actually a little bit older. Still nice though, But while we were there, they were renovating some rooms by the pool. They're also renovating the front desk. But I mean, it didn't hinder us in
No,
any kind
it
of
didn't
way.
hinder our stay. So yeah, it is an older hotel. I do think it's a good value for the points. They have a decent pool for the kids. They had a really big hot tub area.
Yep.
This was the one where the slide isn't connected to the pool, right?
Which is a little funky, but I mean, it's not a great slide either, to be honest with you. But for kids, it's...
Yeah, so they do have a water slide, but it's like you have to, at the bottom of the slide, you then have to get out and get in the pool. So it's a little bit weird. We were there in June, and California has what's called June gloom. So it wasn't super sunny, even though you would think June is summer, but that's just how it goes. But it wasn't cold, and they do have a really big hot tub area. So we spent a good amount of time in the hot tub too.
Yeah.
We were able to go paddle boarding nearby. We have our own paddle board, so we brought that. And at the hotel, they also have life-size chess, which our kids enjoy playing chess, so they liked that. And they have shuffleboard, which the kids like to play too.
Yep.
And then our room had a really nice little balcony. It was great for the kids to eat out there without making a huge mess in the room.
Yeah, the size of the room was pretty good too. It wasn't super big, but it also wasn't small.
Yeah, it was average, I would say, but it was fine for us. And the one thing that I really loved about this hotel was the landscaping was just stunning. They had really mature trees and flowers, and you could just tell it was really well taken care of. And I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah. Like I said, it was in a great area. We would definitely go back there again.
Yeah, Newport Beach is really nice. And they also did have fire pits that we could do s'mores at or whatever. And I think they had s'more kits, but we bring our own.
They definitely did. But yeah, we brought our own.
We usually, when we do road trips, we usually travel with a cooler with snacks and some lunches for the kids just to cut down on costs a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I also just kind of have a s'mores kit that I pack at the beginning of the summer, and we just kind of bring that along.
Yeah, because I don't know if you mentioned, but we drive there all the time.
Oh yeah, we drive there. It's about a 5 or 6 hour drive.
Yeah.
As far as food goes at the hotel, I think we only ate there once, and it was not that great. We ate dinner the night we arrived there, and it was okay. But based on that meal, we decided we probably wouldn't eat there again.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't very good, but we also just ordered it from the bar.
I do think they had like some kind of breakfast sandwiches in the morning. Do you remember that?
Like they served Starbucks for sure. That's what we had. Oh, we bought burritos, I think.
Yeah,
breakfast
like didn't the
burritos.
front desk like have a setup of burritos or something?
No, they just served it from the bar because the bar was in the lobby.
But those were okay. Those were good, right?
Those weren't bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so the food was meh, but everything else was great. And again, a really good value, 15,000 points a night. I mean, with one Chase Sapphire sign-up bonus, which is usually 60,000 points, you could stay for 4 nights at this hotel for free. So, okay, let's move on. So Hyatt Regency Mission Bay Spa and Marina. Also not a category 4. This one is a category 3, and that puts it at 12,000 points a night. So we stayed here on a trip where we were planning to take the kids to the San Diego Safari Park, which is not too far.
Yep.
This one has a decent pool. It has, I think, 3 water slides for kids, 2 that are bigger, and 1 that's more like a kiddie water slide.
Yeah, I thought the pool was pretty good, for sure.
Our middle son had a broken arm at the time that we went on this trip, so we didn't spend a ton of time in the pool, but we did get him like a cast cover so that he could go swimming a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as dining at this hotel goes, they have what's called the Red Marlin Restaurant and Terrace, and we did have breakfast here, I think almost every day, as well as we had dinner there once. And it was really beautiful because, so this hotel is kind of like, as it says in the name, it's on a marina. So there's water and there's tons of boats. There's no beach access that I'm aware of, but
No, there wasn't.
when you sit at the restaurant, you, at least both times we went, we had a table right by the window, and so you could look out and see all the boats, and it was beautiful, and the food was good.
Yeah, food was great.
This is also legitimately right next to SeaWorld. Like, as you're driving to the hotel,
Right
you
across the
drive
street.
by SeaWorld. It's close to Belmont Park, and the San
It's just a
Diego-
great location.
and the San
Yeah.
Diego Safari Park that I
Yeah.
mentioned. Why don't you talk a little bit about Belmont Park, because I didn't go to that.
Belmont Park, if you've been to San Diego, I'm sure you've seen it or been there. It's, on the beach. There's a boardwalk. There's also roller coasters, some rides for kids. Like she said, our youngest got sick while we were there. So Rhea and the young one stayed back. I took the boys to Belmont Park, played a couple games, did putt-putt golf, ice cream. So it was just a little good getaway to have some fun.
Our daughter and I, we DoorDashed dinner, and we hung out and watched cartoons, and it was actually quite fine. She had a fever, so.
Yeah. There's also a lot of restaurants in that area. Very busy though. So
The Belmont Park area was busy.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't like crowds, it's definitely not for you.
All right. What is up next?
The Hyatt Regency in La Jolla, or I call it La Jolla. Category 3 hotel, 12,000 points a night. This hotel is pretty good. I mean,
yeah, we've actually
no complaints from me.
We've stayed here. I've stayed here twice. So our two older boys and I went, I think 2 years ago, and we stayed for a few nights. And then the 5 of us went last year. And so we were trying to stay at the Manchester Grand Hyatt, but they were booked. So we had to split our stay. And so I really like this location. It's in La Jolla, like it says, and there is a shopping center kind of right kitty corner behind the hotel that has a Phil's Coffee, which is a must for us when we go to California. It's just a fun little, I don't know, they have good coffee. They also have Cava in the same plaza, which I also like, and there's a drugstore, there's a grocery store.
There's a chicken spot. Yeah,
it's a bunch of restaurants.
Yeah, a bunch of
stuff.
restaurants, little fast food joints.
Yep. And so the hotel itself is quite nice. The parking is actually underground, like in a garage beneath the hotel, which sounds kind of weird. But you can park your car and basically walk right to the elevator and take the elevator up into the hotel. So you don't ever have to go outside, which, I mean, when I was there with our 2 boys, that helped me feel safe with them, because there was a couple of days where we got back to the hotel and it was dark, and one day they didn't have any clothes on because they got soaked in the ocean, and I had to wrap them up in whatever I could find in our van at the time, and we made it all the way into our room without seeing a single person, which I was very grateful for. Sorry, go ahead. It's not far from the children's pool at La Jolla, which is a cool little beach area that was originally created for kids. It was kind of created to provide a break from the strong ocean waves and current, and it's kind of like a shallow pool area where kids could play without getting hurt.
Yeah, but I think you might confuse people, because when you said that at first, I thought you meant the pool at the hotel.
Oh, sorry. No. So, no. So the children's pool at La Jolla is in the ocean, and it is at the ocean. We can talk about the ocean. We can talk about the hotel pool in a minute. But so the children's pool at La Jolla, which again is the ocean. So half the year you can like walk in it and swim in it, and the other half of the year it's closed off and it's taken over by seals. Because originally when it was created for human children, but seals have apparently decided that this is a great place to have their babies. And so if you go during that part of the year, you can see all the mama seals with their babies, and it is very cute and a little bit stinky.
Yeah. And always remember, club soda, not seals.
Let's talk about the pool at the hotel though.
Yeah, I mean, the pool there is, it's all right. It's nothing fancy.
No,
there's
fine.
cabanas, lots of seating, pool bar. Everything you need is there for sure.
Mm-hmm. And it's like a second-story pool, I think. Is that right?
I think you think it's second story because the garage is underneath it.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine. You can order food and stuff. We were there this past summer over 4th of July weekend, and it was a little bit chilly. So when we got tired of trying to sit on the beach and enjoy the holiday, we went back to the hotel and just had snacks and drinks by the pool. And I mean, the kids had a great time. It's a basic rectangular pool, but the kids had fun. They also have really nice fire pits. We did s'mores there too. And
we do s'mores everywhere.
Dwayne hates s'mores.
They're so messy.
Because they're very messy, but our kids love them, so we do them. And I don't really mind them. But Dwayne likes things very clean.
Yeah, and that's as messy as it can get there for sure.
And then we were trying to remember the breakfast buffet here. I think it was good. I don't remember anything bad about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was average. I mean, nothing to write home about, but yeah, I mean, it was good.
The breakfast buffet at our next hotel was actually really great, though. Okay, next up is the Manchester Grand Hyatt San Diego. So this is a
very, very nice hotel.
This is a category 4, 15,000 points a night. And I actually did not stay here overnight. Dwayne and the kids did. We had planned this trip for the 4th of July. And then my sister and my mom and I ended up getting concert tickets. And I didn't realize that they overlapped. But the concert was supposed to be the first night of our trip. So we went to the concert. And then my sister...
I drove with the 3 kids for 5 hours from Phoenix to San Diego.
I was getting there. My sister and I flew over early Sunday morning after the concert Saturday night. But yes, Dwayne bravely drove from Phoenix to California with all 3 of our kids, all by himself, checked them all in, got them all food and all that fun stuff, all by himself. So props to him for that.
Pat on the back.
Yeah. But so why don't you talk about the hotel? Because really all we saw was the room for a few minutes, which was really nice and a beautiful view, and the breakfast buffet, which was fantastic.
Yeah, so Manchester Grand Hyatt, it's definitely grand. The lobby is enormous. It was a very, very nice hotel. We had a nice room. We had a corner room. We had beautiful views of the city, partial view of the little... water there. I don't know if it wasn't the ocean, but it was like...
Is it a bay?
Yeah, a little bay. Yeah, breakfast buffet was really good. We also ate at the bar. Kids got wings. We got burgers. Yeah, I mean...
You said it was a really good hotel for kids, right?
Oh,
like
yeah,
what kind of stuff did they have there?
Definitely a great hotel for kids. They had a rooftop movie theater, which costs extra. On that same rooftop, there was basketball court, pickleball courts, shuffleboard. There was a bar, like really, really nice hotel. Also by the pool, they had turned these meeting rooms that were right next door to the pool into like a little game room. There were rounds with chairs. They were playing kids' movies. There was basketball hoops in there, building blocks. Just a lot of things for the kids to do to keep them occupied. And when you're a parent, that's something you appreciate.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. It was also right like in Seaport Village. And so it was walkable to a bunch of other restaurants. And what's that giant ship that you can take a tour of? Do you know the name of it?
I don't. Is that the haunted one?
Is it haunted?
I mean, I know there's a haunted ship.
Okay, so there's like the statue of the sailor kissing the girlfriend or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what ship that is. It's just probably just an old Navy
Yeah, it's some kind of naval
Yeah.
ship that I don't know, you
Battleship.
can
Yeah.
tour it. I think it's like it's walkable to there, and yeah, walkable to plenty of restaurants because we did
Yeah,
that.
plenty of shops.
Yeah, yeah. So
Great location again. I
We-
mean, I'm not going to lie. San Diego, you're in a great location anywhere down there.
we are going to go back this year for the 4th of July. So I'm excited. We're actually going to spend 3 nights there. So
Oh, I might add. So, yes, we went for the 4th of July, but we were only there for one night, and that was the 3rd. And then we checked into the Hyatt Regency in La Jolla on the 4th. And I was telling the bellman that, and he's like, oh, man, you guys are going to miss a great fireworks show because they shoot them off right from the bay there. And it was a little disappointing to hear. But we then use that for ammunition to book for this
Yeah.
4th of July.
we were like, we have to be there on the 4th
we're
this
excited
year.
for that.
So it should be fun. Hopefully we have a good view. We will report back. Okay, next up is probably my least favorite on this list. So we only stayed here for one night, and we only did it because the main hotel we were going to stay at was booked, and we drive from California. It's a 5 or 6 hour drive, and so we like to be there for a few days. So we really just booked this hotel so that we could be in California, wake up, go to our correct hotel, and kind of enjoy our trip. So we were only here one night. This was the Hyatt House San Diego Sorrento Mesa. I was shocked when I looked this up today and found out that it is a Category 3 Hyatt, because the Hyatt Regency Mission Bay Spa and Marina is also a Category 3, and to me they are wildly different. So this Hyatt House, it's 12,000 points a night, like I said, because it is a Category 3. The only thing I remember about this hotel is that we had to call the front desk at like 2:00 in the morning because someone was having a party, and it was so loud.
Full-blown party.
Full blown party. Like it was so loud, and I was so annoyed. So
And yeah, let me just preface this by saying we're not the type of people that are going to call and complain, but this was, it was ridiculous. It was a party,
yeah. And so,
and we had 3 kids trying to sleep.
yeah. So I don't know that I would go back there, but it's a Hyatt House,
I
and
mean,
it's
it
just
wasn't-
very basic.
Yeah,
the hotel
it was
itself
basic,
was fine.
but it wasn't, like a Motel 6 or anything,
Motel 6 is going to come for you. It was fine. Hyatt houses, they're fine hotels. Like they are a place to sleep. Like there are some hotels where you get really excited to stay at. For me, anyways, Hyatt houses are not those hotels, but they do the job. They serve a purpose, and I think they're fine. So yeah. And then, so Hyatt House at Anaheim Center is kind of one of our last ones. This is a Category 4, 15,000 points a night. We talked about this Hyatt on our Disneyland episode because this is the perfect hotel to stay at if you're going to Disneyland. It's about a 10-minute walk. There is a Starbucks and a Blaze Pizza in the same building as the hotel. So you've got coffee or a late night dinner if you need it.
And a Walgreens or CVS.
Yep, right on the corner. The rooms were clean. There was plenty of room. The water was hot for showers. Like, it was great.
Yep. They had laundry.
Yep. And obviously when you're going to Disney, you're not spending a ton of time in the room. So like 100% I would go back to this Hyatt House.
Yeah. We ate free breakfast every morning.
Yeah.
Just one negative. I'm not one to complain about free breakfast, but we were there,
5 nights, I think.
5 nights. And breakfast was the same every day.
Yeah.
They didn't even switch it up one time.
Yeah.
So which that was kind of disappointing, but again, it was free, so we ate it.
Yeah.
And then we would make our way to Disneyland.
Yep. Okay, I'm excited for this next one because this was one of our favorites. We were really pleasantly surprised by this hotel, and we are going back again this summer, which I'm excited for. So, dun, 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 that was the Seabird in Oceanside.
Yes, Oceanside, which is becoming a favorite of ours for sure.
So the Seabird is right next to the Mission Pacific Hotel. Both of these are owned by Hyatt. I believe they are Destination by Hyatt brands, and they're literally like right next door to each other.
Separated by a street.
And directly across from both of them is the ocean. So you just cross a road and
2-minute walk to the beach.
You cross a road and you are at the ocean. We loved the Seabird. So the way that I kind of understand it is the Seabird is a little bit more geared towards families, whereas the Mission would be where you would want to stay if you were like on a romantic getaway or you just don't have kids or were traveling without kids for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both hotels extremely nice.
Oh, stunning. The decor in the Seabird lobby is just very like coastally and like cozy, and they have a fireplace, and it was just really well done. My mom is a designer, and I was sending her photos like, look at this hotel. It is so beautiful. So we are excited to go back there again this year. Let's talk about a couple of the restaurants here because we did eat here quite a few times actually.
Yeah.
So Piper was the dinner we had, I think, the first night. And I would say this was our least favorite of all the times we ate here. The food was okay. It's a pretty eclectic menu, I would say. And like our son had steak with bone marrow on it, which, so that's a little more elevated than what our kids are used to, but he ate it and he thought it was great.
I forgot what I got. Do you remember?
I do not remember now.
I forget.
But here's the thing though. Our oldest and I both had some type of what I think was food poisoning because he was throwing up that night and I was like nauseous for like a full 24 hours. And I'm assuming it was something that we ate, but I don't know.
The rest of us were fine.
The rest of them were completely fine, which I was glad for. But okay, so then we also ate at the Shore Room. So this is kind of more of like a bar with like appetizers. And so we went to the beach and we ate here for lunch, and we just ordered a bunch of appetizers and we all shared it. And I thought these were delicious. Like we had lobster mac and cheese.
Really good.
We had like some type of charcuterie that had olives and like honeycomb, and it was excellent, I thought.
Yeah, really good.
And then
especially for being bar food.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. And it's like, you're sitting outside, your kids are wrapped in towels because they were swimming in the ocean. It's a little bit foggy and you're just like eating snacks. Like, what gets better than that to me?
Yep.
Okay. So then breakfast. So we did 2 different breakfasts. The cool thing about staying at either one of these hotels is you can go to the other for breakfast or for any meals as well. And so we ate breakfast at the Mission one day. It was called the High Low, and that was good.
Yeah, it was good. And yeah, like she said, if you check into one hotel, it's as if you're checking into both, which is a plus.
Yeah. And then the last day that we were there, so we actually extended our stay here. We were only supposed to stay for 2 nights. And when we got there, we were just so impressed by it that we extended our stay for another night.
Not only were we impressed, we had just did a week-long 5-day trip to Disneyland. We were just exhausted.
Yeah.
And relaxation was just calling us. So we decided to stay another night.
Yep. And it worked out because I was not feeling well for one of those days. So it was nice to have a day where I felt okay. So our last day, we did the breakfast buffet, which I think was also at Piper, which is where we had the dinner.
Yes, it was.
I mean, this breakfast buffet was incredible.
It was really good.
It was very fancy. Like, I mean, I don't even remember all the foods they had, but I was really impressed.
To fried chicken and waffles, to omelets, to you name it, they had it. Desserts.
Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the money.
And so I don't think we said this So let me say this now. Both of these hotels are category 6. So that puts them at 25,000 points a night on average. So obviously a little higher than most of the ones we've discussed so far, but you can also
Totally worth
really
it, though.
tell. You can really tell in the decor. You can tell in the quality of the food. Like it's better. So totally worth it, like Dwayne said. Right next to the hotel was something kind of cool too, is the Top Gun house. You want to talk about that?
Oh, it's just a house that was featured in Top Gun. The first one. Still standing there.
They sell hand pies out of it now.
Yeah, they sell hand pies, and the motorcycle Tom Cruise rode in that movie is out front. You can take pictures on it as well.
Yeah, and so they sell these little pies, and so you can go in and order some dessert. And we got a whole box, and they were pretty good. I mean, we're not big pie people, but like I thought they were. Yeah, they're cute.
They're good. What I mean,
dessert.
There was like blueberry, apple.
Yeah, they had. And we were there in the fall. Like it was in October, I think.
Yeah.
And so they had pumpkin.
Yeah.
They had like banana, blueberry, cherry. Yeah. They had apple. They were good. And so what we did was we got the hand pies, and then we went and sat at the fireplace, or like at the outside kind of fireplace fire pit at the Mission Pacific, which is right next door. Yeah. And there was a wedding going on at the time that we got to kind of peek at, which was just fun to people watch.
We love to people watch.
I just think people are so interesting. And then the other really awesome thing about both of these hotels is that you can, obviously we talked about how you can just walk right across the street and go to the beach, but included in your hotel stay is complimentary beach chairs, beach umbrellas, boogie boards, towels, whatever you need to make your beach stay fun. So we had them set up chairs for us with an umbrella, towels, and the kids used...
One day I asked for a Frisbee.
Yep, the kids used boogie boards. And it was all free. You tip the guy that sets up your stuff, but that's it. And so...
And we saw dolphins.
Oh, yeah, we did see dolphins. Just from the beach. They were just swimming along. Yep. That was pretty cool. Yeah, we did. I forgot about that. And, I mean, it was... Like, this is the perfect place where you could easily fly into one of the smaller Southern California airports. You could go to this hotel, and then you could just stay there for a week and never leave. You don't need a car. You can just walk to, there's coffee shops and little restaurants and whatever. And you could just never leave, and you could have a great California beach vacation. Also, they have a pool, really nice pool. And when I was looking...
Not too big, but... nice.
Yep, and a decent sized hot tub. And I mean, it's stunning because you are at the pool, and their pool is on the second or the third floor, and you are looking out at the ocean.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And the pool, I learned when I was just looking up the hotel to get, all the specifics, was ranked as one of the USA Today's 10 best hotel pools in the country.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Me neither. I was like, oh, yep.
Yeah, they also have a pool bar, which was really nice. A lot of seating. They had a pool table, board games you can play.
And they had activities for the kids every day. So, like, one day our kids all made bracelets.
Yep. Crafts.
Yeah, they had crafts. And so our kids really enjoyed that too. So we are excited to return there again this summer, along with the Manchester Grand Hyatt. And then one other one that we have not talked about is the Park Hyatt Aviara in Carlsbad. So we have not stayed here yet, but we are going to stay here this summer, and we are super excited and will report back.
Yep. We're also going to go to the Hyatt Regency in Huntington Beach.
Maybe not this year.
It's on our list.
It is on our list, though. Yes.
We've driven by it, or we've seen it. We've been to Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
A couple times, but
that's a really good one for kids, I've heard.
And it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope this has been helpful if you're planning a trip to Southern California. If you have a favorite hotel in the area that we've missed, we would love it if you would let us know. Maybe we can check it out. Otherwise, we thank you for listening and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep. Have a good one.
Bye.